Midwest Collaborative Incident Command Policy. The fire ground is your battlefield. You own it. Lead with clarity. Execute with discipline. This policy is your playbook to control chaos and win the fight. Mission. Your job. Deliver a consistent, safe approach to structural firefighting. Coordinate resources. Maximize efficiency. Prioritize safety. Every decision you make shapes the outcome. Own it. Your role as incident commander, you're the leader. The fire ground answers to you. The purpose of this policy is to equip firefighters with suppression options that lead to safer incident outcomes, using resources efficiently while clarifying strategic and tactical choices to ensure strong coordination. All responsibilities are outlined within the context of this guideline. The foundation for responses to structure fire incidents is built on the functions of command. Let's start with the resource deployment model. For single-family residential structure fires, the response is a 5-2-2-2. 5 engines, 2 ladders, 2 medic transport units, 2 district cars, and activation of the Incident Management Assistance Team, or IMAT. The same response applies to multifamily residential and commercial fires. Modifications to this initial model may include additional units for high-hazard occupancies as per the computer-aided dispatch response plan. Officers in charge can dispatch extra resources initially or add them based on supplemental information, such as possible trapped or injured individuals or hazardous materials. Requests for additional alarms will bring the units listed in the relevant chart, plus any specific equipment needed. Now, moving to the initial size-up and initial radio report. The initial size-up begins during response and concludes on arrival. It evaluates structure location, access routes, and optimal approach direction, primary and secondary water supplies, apparatus placement, building construction and occupancy, time of day and weather, current and needed resources, and any updates via radio or mobile data computer. Upon arrival, the first officer establishing incident command is responsible for selecting the best tactical position for apparatus, identifying or establishing a positive water supply if needed, evaluating fire conditions, and providing the initial radio report to all responding units. The initial radio report, best transmitted via mobile radio for its higher wattage, establishes that all additional units will level 1 stage, except the first engine, ladder, and command officer. It includes critical fire ground factors, a risk versus benefit analysis, the initial incident action plan, strategy declaration, and resource evaluation. The report should announce arrival on scene, confirm the address if needed, describe the building or area by size, small, medium, large, or mega, height and stories, and occupancy type like residential, multifamily, commercial, or warehouse. It describes the problem, conditions such as nothing showing, light smoke, working fire, or defensive conditions, and the location of the issue. It outlines the initial incident action plan with tasks, locations, and objectives. If no visible conditions, the plan is to investigate. The strategy is declared as offensive, like transitional or interior attack, or defensive, such as exterior or interior from a protected position. Resource determination includes requesting additional resources, downgrading to non-emergency, canceling unneeded units, or assuming and naming command. Next is the 360-degree size-up completed after the initial radio report. A mandatory 360-degree assessment with a thermal imaging camera is required at all incidents as early as possible. A 360 and basement report must precede entry on residential fires. If an emergent situation arises, the officer may assign a crew member to handle it while continuing the size-up. For large buildings or obstructions, delegate to visualize all sides, including attempting a basement report. The SLICE-RS acronym guides the 360, size up the exterior with TIC, locate the fire using signs and camera, identify and control flow paths like doors and windows, cool from a safe location via transitional attack if fire is venting, extinguish the fire separately from cooling. The last two, rescue and salvage, are actions of opportunity, initiated when possible. After the 360, the incident commander reaffirms the risk versus benefit analysis and transmits a follow-up report on the portable radio. It states if the 360 is complete or incomplete, results including basement details, confirmation or changes to the IAP, and the geographic location of the first apparatus and accountability point. Implementing the IAP follows the size-ups and reports based on tactical objectives. For offensive IAPs, address priorities like fire control, search, and benchmarks, announcing them when achieved. Defensive IAPs involve establishing cutoffs, defining hazard zones, searching or protecting exposures. Assignments maintain crew continuity in IDLH areas with situational awareness, minimum 2 members per crew, each with a radio. Arriving crews level 1 stage. The IC assigns based on IAP needs using the task location objective model, directing apparatus positioning. Continue assignments until critical factors are addressed, requesting more if needed for 3 deep deployment. Support tasks include on deck as rapid assistance team, backup lines, exposure protection, tactical ventilation coordinated with attack, utility control, loss control, searching concealed spaces, and owner support. For command transfers, the incoming officer summarizes the IAP and requests a CAN report. The current IC confirms and provides it. The new IC announces assumption, strategy, and resources to dispatch. Face-to-face transfers are preferred. When assigning sectors, divisions, or groups, designate supervisors for 3 or more companies in a geographic area. Use sectors for sides like Alpha, Bravo, divisions for floors, or tactical supervisors, groups for tasks. Supervisors manage accountability, air, work cycles, on deck, and rehab. Arriving chiefs strengthen command by filling positions to improve safety, span of control, and communication. Ongoing size-ups review the strategic decision-making model, changing strategy as needed, especially on significant events, or at the 20-minute mark incident clock, remembering structural failure risks in legacy versus modern builds. Indications for change include lack of progress in 10 minutes or needing continuous reinforcement. Withdrawal orders for tactical changes without imminent threat. Announce orderly exit with PAR. Abandon orders for strategic shifts due to threats. Announce emergency traffic, switch to defensive. Evacuate immediately. Sound tones, conduct PAR. To continue support and terminate command, maintain positioning, de-escalate when factors are mitigated, transfer down using the same process, conduct gross decon, rehab, and on-scene after-action review before demobilizing. Now let's cover key definitions for clarity. A 360-degree size-up is a mandatory 3-sided plus assessment with TIC, evaluating rescues, flow paths, fire location, access, construction, basements, hazards, and alpha side. The 3 deep deployment model ensures uninterrupted work cycles with resources in hazard zone, on deck, and staging. Accountability location is based on the first apparatus, usually the addressed side. All clear means an area is free of occupants after primary and secondary searches. Backup line protects the attack crew's exit with a charged hose. Benchmarks include water on fire, under control, all clears, loss stopped, customer stabilized, and decon complete. Coordinated ventilation removes heat and gases during offensive attacks post-water application. Crew continuity maintains accountability in IDLH via contact or location knowledge. Critical fireground factors are fixed, like building, occupancy, and variable, like fire, life hazards. Defensive conditions exist when fire volume exceeds resources. Defensive strategy works outside hazards. Door control manages access doors to limit flow paths, and many more terms like emergency traffic, fire confinement, flashover, flow path, and so on, each ensuring safe, effective operations. The functions of command include deployment for resources, assumption and positioning of command, situation evaluation via size-up, strategy and IAP development, communications using order model, organization with sectors, review and revision, and continue, support, terminate. Every decision you make shapes the outcome. Own it. Your role as incident commander, you're the leader. The fireground answers to you. Your responsibilities. Establish command. Assess the situation, size it up, act fast. Build an incident action plan, IAP. Offensive or defensive, no guesswork. Deploy resources, assign tasks, track every move. Ensure safety. Firefighters first. Always. Initial size up. Structure location, access routes, best approach, share of fire size, location and spread, rescue needs, trapped occupants, current hazards, collapse risks, flow paths. Engine 42 on scene. Address confirmation. Critical factors. Fire conditions, building type, risk versus benefit. Is it worth the fight? Strategy, we're offensive or we're defensive. Resources, request more. Cancel what's not needed. Be clear, be concise. Own the airwaves. 360-degree size-up mandatory. No shortcuts. Grab a thermal imaging camera. Walk all sides. Look for rescue needs. Victims visible or reported. Flow paths. Doors. Windows. Garages. Fire spread. Where's it going? Report to command. Update the plan. Act. IAP. Build it fast, base it on critical fireground factors: fire size, structure stability, occupancy. Risk versus benefit, weigh the cost. Save lives, not ruins. Tactical priorities: firefighter safety, life safety, incident stabilization, property conservation, in that order. Announce benchmarks. Primary search complete. Fire under control. Key actions: flow path control, shut doors, close windows, stop the fire's spread, cool from a safe spot, never pass fire exiting a structure. Ventilation, coordinate with attack crews, clear smoke, reduce heat, prevent flashover. Start at forcible entry, continue through overhaul. Strategic shifts: if conditions worsen, go defensive. Announce emergency traffic. Withdraw crews. Crew continuity: keep teams together. Voice, visual, or physical contact in IDLH zones. Risk management: assess constantly. Take calculated risks, never reckless ones. Communication: strong, clear radio traffic. Use canned reports. Conditions, actions, needs. After action review, AAR. When the fire's out, regroup, review, restore gear, learn what worked. Conclusion: incident commanders, you own the fire ground. Lead with discipline, assess fast, deploy smart, keep safety first. This is incident command policy number 100. Take control, win the battle, save lives.